Everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the monthly forecast for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for the month of November 2018. I hope that you enjoyed your October monthly forecast. That time is really flying. Anyway, this is for November 2018. And it is a general reading. So whatever is most prominent in your life, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to, and I hope that you find them helpful and healing. I'm going to be doing a fairly simple but pretty encapsulating 5-card spread today. It's just about confirming or invigorating you. So confirming something that you're already on the path toward, or invigorating you to begin or continue something that you're already in the middle of, Taurus. So this is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So we're just looking for general messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The Hierophant just flew out. That's 5th house, so that's creativity or business ventures. You know, it's ruled by Leo, so creativity, being in the spotlight. But it's really all about institutions here. It could be a marriage or a vow, something about contracts. So that could be a message for specific Taurians. Just gonna wait until I get a little sensation before I lay the cards down for you. And as always, I'll look at the bottom of the deck for general energy for the month for you, and then we'll get jumper cards from the oracle decks here following your reading. Messages for Taurus. There we go. I'm excited for you. I don't know. I've got a real buzz right now. Reading for you, Taurus. I feel like something exciting is approaching. So for the month, we do have a little bit of conflicting thought process here, something that could be a little upsetting, but it's lower on the totem here. We are dealing with a 5. Anything under 6, really, in my view, can be changed rather quickly. The 4 previous to this is really feeling as though there was something unsuccessful. You know, you needed to lay low. Something had to chill or take a step back. This is sort of getting into the fray. This could be something as simple as a petty argument. Could be very well happening within your own mind, okay? But something's up in the air with you. You're not settled on a thought, belief system, or idea here. Also could be communication. You do rule the throat chakra, so there could be something that needs to be communicated here, but we are dealing with thoughts and words, communication, belief systems, that type of thing. But a little bit of conflict here. We'll get into exactly why that is in just a second. Let's just put this over here in the corner and get your cards out for you. As I always do, we'll get into what these cards are all doing together here, and then we'll get into their respective positions. I just want you to know that you're dealing very prominently with a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo individual in the month of November. Going to have a lot of male energy, not necessarily a man, but a lot of masculine energy. And by that, I just mean, you know, in the esoteric world, that's just directional energy. That's just, it's energy that is, you know, overt rather than inert. It's outside versus inside. And then, of course, with a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio here, if you're not dealing with those individuals, like if you don't know anyone of those signs, for example, you could very well have this in your own chart, whether you are, say you're a Taurus sun and your moon is in a water sign, for example. This could very well be that type of energy. If that's the case and you recognize that these signs are your own, this is really just saying, this is very developed energy that you want to rely on or emit or use to your advantage here, okay? That's what we're looking at with the Kings. It's cardinal energy as well, so you have to begin something here. It's Capricorn, Cancer energy here. We're also dealing with polarities. So there could be something, again, here, if this is going on within your own mind, again, as a general reading, okay? This could be love, career, travel, whatever this means for you. Maybe you could be sort of on the fence about something, trying to argue between these two mental spaces, if that's the case for you, or between these two individuals. Or again, if this is your own personality, your own directional energy from within, you have to make a move. This is saying, you've got to go out there and do it. You do have a decision to make here. We are dealing with the Lovers, something that hangs in the balance. Your second 6 is sentimentality. And then you're juggling something. Something's being juggled here. So I really feel confident in saying here for you, Taurus, you need someone to talk to. You need someone to, I think, something going on in your own mind, whether it's a conversation or belief system or just trying to process something here, or not being secure about something here, a decision that needs to be made here. Maybe vent it, talk about it with somebody, even write it out. Pros and cons list, I'm a big fan of those. It's just really curious that there's such a balancing act here, and then there's a polarity here. Again, we are dealing with cardinal energies with our Kings, Capricorn and Cancer here. And then with a 2, so literally a balance. Maybe you feel like you're walking a fine line. Maybe you feel you can't be honest about this to yourself or someone else. Remember, what follows this, the 5 is a 6, but in the Swords, this is sailing away from something that doesn't serve you. It's taking hard-won lessons with you to calmer waters. So something is still agitating your mind here, while it's obvious to me this is something that's in the balance, something that you just need to decide, is it this or is it that? On the other hand, if it's not about polarities and you don't need to choose one over the other, it's about keeping that balance. And if that's the case, it's between the practical world and the world of the heart, okay? And it really could be something as simple as, is this practical for me? Am I going to let the fact that I may not be able to afford it or follow through with it, or it may not last, okay? That type of thing, as opposed to this fills my heart with joy. Nothing can match my love for this. This reminds me of and fills me with love. So these could be the 2 themes here for you, practical and love. And again, with this sense of sentimentality and of course the juggling. So let's get into each card in its position. I just wanted to do a nice little overview. I will be clarifying your center card here once we get to that. That's your 5th card. But we're going to look at work. So whether you work at home or in the world of the office, you're dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or those types of energies, which is ultimately heart-based energy. This is real heart space. But anytime we're dealing with Kings, not only cardinal energy, but we're dealing with the heart. This is heart-centered. This is, what fills me with love, but it's also the utmost compassion. So for yourself, let's say, for example, Taurus, you're in the middle of a healing process. It's just, you weren't well. This has nothing to do with love or romance or even the business world. This is just, I want to heal. Your work right now is healing, okay? And if your work is healing, the fastest way to achieve that is to have compassion for yourself, to send love to and have love for the most vulnerable parts of your body or your psyche or what you love. Maybe someone you love isn't well and you're trying to help them and trying to figure out the best way. And maybe in a very practical way you're able to do this. But this is almost saying, you know, the work here needs to be centered around love and compassion. So your work right now this month, and it could be a labor of love. If this is on the career front, this could be a labor of love. And if that's the case, congratulations. That's a really beautiful place to work from. So in your work environment, whether that's on yourself or in a career environment, it's compassion. It's the utmost love. It's also a lot of psychic energy, being able to see through the lens of the heart, the lens of forgiveness, the language of love, maybe, you know, giving that and getting that back. But it's the epitome of that, right? It's the king. It's the master of that world. So gorgeous energy to see here for you. In the home, we're dealing with the balance. So this is actually the Lover's card. If this is a love situation, it could be about, again, between these two polarities here, what's practical. It could also be about how much do I share with this person. If I share something, it could undo the balance that already exists. I mean, we do have a decision need to be made. It could be that you don't want to share everything with them right now, or usurp something. Maybe it's impractical to share it with somebody who isn't on the same, maybe compassionate plane as you are. Someone who is so practical that they are almost unable to appreciate this type of balance. It could be you creating this balance in an environment where these aren't balanced, okay, the practical and the heart. You could even say something like the heart, mind over matter type thing here as well. But definitely with the Lovers, this is also a creative environment for you. Really choosing between these two worlds, these two themes. It makes me sad to think that you can't share something with someone else that is sentimental, or that you don't feel that it'll be well received right now, if that's the case, because you're clearly struggling with it. On the other hand, I don't think that this thought process is going to last, especially if you just get it out, if you express it to somebody who cares, or, you know, a third party who doesn't really have a stake in a personal development or a personal theme here where there is between one or the other. But yeah, a real mind over matter, or, you know, the practical, or I'm not trying to say that this is impractical. Love necessarily isn't impractical, but this can technically be considered cold. It can wipe out all compassion in pursuit of merely, you know, just to continue on, just to get to the next level. Even though it's peaceful and slow moving, this is very thoughtful and intuitive. So it's just between those two worlds, like prodding and slow moving and practical, or, you know, sensitive, sentimental, and compassionate here. The best way, in my view, the best way to balance both of these, as I said at the start, is to make sure they both have equal footing. That your job this month, Taurus, is to balance these two incredibly powerful entities and powerful energies. So really, they do need to be balanced. The mind and the heart need to be balanced this month for you. In the unexpected, like I said, this is where you could be, the decision needs to be made around this sense of practicality. Is the Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo energy for you here. But again, I do see this as being something that's very, like, exciting. Again, you know, this is masculine energy. This is, I'm going to do this, not I'm going to think about it, or I'm going to reap the rewards of it. It's that there could be a lot of money here as well. There could be a lot of assets. This is another aspect of it too. There could just be a lot of love. You could be receiving and sharing a lot of love, and you could be getting a lot of assets or something could even be a lotto. I mean, no joke. This could be an element of the lotto, or receiving assets or benefits here, as this is an unexpected position. So don't spend all your money on it, but maybe look at issues of making a decision around simply how you want to live. I think that this person, if that's a person for you and isn't in your own energetic sphere, in your own chart, really could come to your aid as well. If you're feeling over emotional, if that's the balance that you're trying to keep here at, around sentimentality, something could have taken you aback here in the month. You could have just been moving on without any, real thought or fear, and then something really took you aback. So you could have to rely on this person, even though you didn't think you had to or that you should, but they're there for you. They're going to show up and they're going to be there for you. Your role in the situation. Yeah, a lot of sentimentality here. Please don't beat yourself up about something that did happen in the past, if that's what's going on. Even if it's a decision you currently have to make, whatever it is, you're going to do with your heart. This decision will be made with the heart. And the past is gone. The past is over with. We can only take our good memories from that. There's no sense in beating yourself up about what did happen or didn't happen, or what was. Even if it's something that you didn't think would bother you, if it is, or it's pulling at your heartstrings, try to pay attention to what was good about it, okay? And let the rest go, because it has a chance to suck up some mental energy here, which is not going to do you any good. So some sentimental energy here. Someone may have to bring you down to earth here as well, or help center you, or really help if this is an issue of, literally the physical body for you. You may need a great deal of healing this month, Taurus. If that's the case, please lay low. Do a lot of healing. Inject a lot of heart into your sentimentality, and maybe just break open some old nice letters or some old pictures that give you good feelings, or take you back to a simpler time. That can really help heal your heart this month, okay? And then your outcome is a real balance. So issues of projected energy, projected compassion, projected practicality around issues of balance and decision making. Look at this with this Two of Pentacles. It looks like a simple card, right? And it's very low in the totem with the 2, but it could be exhausting. I do want to mention that. I'm going to pull a clarifier for the 2. Something could be exhausting you here around your own body, around something that is practical, something that didn't feel overwhelming or take up a lot of your time or energy, is now feeling like it's a lot of energy. You might be feeling like you're juggling something and it's not comfortable. You may need some help here. Let's clarify the Two of Pentacles. Why is the Two of Pentacles as the outcome card for Taurus? Clarify the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Clarify the Two of Pentacles for Taurus as the outcome. Why are they juggling, or what are they juggling here? Clarify the Two of Pentacles for Taurus. Yeah, the moon. Oh, the star. I thought it was the moon. Okay, that's actually amazing. So healing. Yeah, 100%. You are undergoing a great deal of healing. So slow down. Be compassionate. Whatever you're juggling, you've got to put one of these pentacles down. You have to put something that you consider practical. Maybe it's cooking and cleaning. It's just something like you got to do every day. Bathing, whatever it is. Banking, running errands. I think now is the time for you to ask for some help, Taurus, because this is healing. You have to heal. You could be dealing with an Aquarian or dealing with Aquarian energy. This is group or sisterhood, brotherhood. Ask other people for help this month, okay? Maybe that's what the entire decision is around, to be honest. Maybe it's just around, how do I ask for help? Or instead of beating yourself up, how did I get in this position? Predicament, whatever, maybe just go, I'm going to ask for help. And you know what? The beautiful thing is that you're going to have lovely people back in your environment who can help, who want to be there, and you can share old memories with and share their company with. God knows you've been there for other people. Let them be there for you. Star, energy, 8th house. 1 and a 7 is 8. Shared finances, shared assets, death, sex, rebirth in the 8th house. Also infinity, something that is going to find its way back to you unless it's healed, until it becomes healed. So great opportunity for healing, whatever ails you this month, Taurus, but you got to ask for help. You got to... Part of what it means to be strong is to ask for help, because failure is guaranteed when you do everything by yourself. It really doesn't matter what it is. You cannot do everything by yourself. And healing right now is going to take a lot of potent energy. You need a lot of potent healing energy. So ask for help for practical things this month. Even if it's money, ask for it. Cleaning up around the house, getting your hair done, taking care of your body. But a lot of healing. Again, with the crane energy, we are dealing with hopes and fears. So just beware of where your mind is gravitating toward. We're going to focus on what's sweet and gentle and brings us happiness and happy memories, and not something stressful or combative, or that we feel that we have to conceal, okay, or be ashamed of. A very specific decision needs to be made for you this month, Taurus. And I'm going to suggest it has to do with healing or getting help. Being kind and compassionate enough with yourself here to ask for help by someone who is in a, practically speaking, a stronger position than you. Okay? Let yourself do that. Let yourself get some rest, or accept some help, or just talk to somebody. I think there is an outdated attitude around getting therapy, getting help, seeing maybe a specialist. I think there's just a lot of outdated negative concepts around even being compassionate. Which is too bad, right? We live in what we hear all the time is a dog-eat-dog world, but really isn't. Don't let that fool you. Deception. Someone's wearing a false self mask in this relationship. I think, honest to God, that's where a lot of your pressure, that's where a lot of this decision making is coming from. I feel like you think that you were making things up or reading into things. Remember the King of Water, King, Queen, Page, Knight, basically, ace. All of the water. We do have the 6 down here, the King up there. This is a lot of emotional potency, a psychic energy, compassionate energy, soul energy, and it's often made fun of, right? We make fun of it because, again, in this dog-eat-dog world, well, that's not very practical to be compassionate or loving or sweet and kind and generous and all the rest of it. And Taurus, you're one of the top sweet and sensuous and generous people out there. So, sadly, it's easy for people to take you for a ride. I'm going to flip between those as well. And maybe that's what's been going on. So, don't let people take you for a ride. Look at that. Freedom. Freedom from this conflict, this internal conflict, what people think of you, what people want from you, what you can or are willing to give, who you really are inside. Maybe you're a sentimental person and someone else doesn't like it. Well, they have to deal with it. That's something they need to deal with it. You need freedom from self-imposed limitations. Remember, someone around you, and it could be you could be deceiving yourself. Beware of what's going on in your own mind. You need freedom from imbalance of any kind here, and you're going to emerge this month. Please reach out and ask for help, whether that's a professional or a friend, okay, a third party. You are emerging from a sense of despair or thinking in terms of any negativity, anything that brings you down, makes you feel stuck. Regeneration. Yeah, you need to come out of the darkness here. Something has you feeling pretty low, I'm sad to say. Something has you feeling like you're on the fence, or you can't make a decision, or you don't have all the information. You may not have all the information, but I'll tell you what you do have: everything in your heart, and you have your past. And there's no better indicator of what your future holds than what has concurrently happened in the past. So stop giving someone second chances who doesn't deserve it. Look at the practical and the psychic and real sense of things, okay? The reality of things. Something needs to break open here. You have a real chance of coming out of the dark, but something needs to be planted. You need to be able to go in deep and look at what the seed has to give you. What was in that seed that you planted that's going to grow here, because something's going to bubble up from the surface if you let it. And I think that's a large part of your healing this month. Again, love, romance, business, spiritual matters, whatever is going on here, apply this information, and I think that you'll find there is freedom at the end of this. You can move away from this. You just need to make a decision. And 10 to 1, it's just going to be asking for help around 1 or 2 themes that you need some practical help with. And find your way out of the dark here. Find your way out. Okay? Aquarius is a really beautiful fixed energy for you. You can get back into your fixed energy like Taurus is, but Aquarius says, no, you belong. You belong. You're not alone. Okay? So I really wish you all the best, Taurus. I hope that you make a decision that's practical and loving for yourself, that you can look squarely in the eye someone who is wearing a false mask, or your own, and you can take that to task in a loving, compassionate way, while being practical about a matter or accepting practical help, finding freedom in moving away from something that doesn't work for you any longer, and recognizing that the process is just as important to healing as the outcome of that healing. So have some faith in yourself, and some respect and some compassion for yourself this month, and ask for help. For the love of God, ask for help, and let someone help you out of something difficult. So that is your reading for the month. I hope that you enjoyed that and that it was helpful in healing. If you have a second, comment below. I love hearing from you. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. That means the world to me, and it helps encourage me to continue doing this work. So thank you so much. And to everyone who likes and shares my videos, I owe you a huge debt of gratitude as well. Thank you for your encouragement. So until we meet in the next video, dear Taurus, take excellent care. Bye for now.